go. There we go. Right, now that's a better fish. That's a better fish, that one. That's a good fish. And I'd call that one. Feels like a big flathead. I'm going to take my time on this because I have messed up before. If you remember. Oh yes, this is the one we want. This is the one we want. This is the one we're after, and I've got to make this right. If you remember last time, completely hashed this. So this time I will need the net, and the net is ready. This is a beast. And this is what we're looking for, an absolute beast. And I don't want to lose this one. Come here, baby. Right, let me just get that bait out of its mouth, and there it is, ladies and gentlemen. What a fantastic fish. I'm just so happy. That's a good one. I know that there's bigger ones around too, which is fantastic for next week's Pertec challenge, of which this is one of the species. And judging by that fish before, these are big guys out here in Mooney Mooney Creek, and well, these are lurking around. I'm definitely coming back during the competition to see if I can put a couple of these on board. But let me put that back now. Thank you, baby. You were fantastic. You're a beautiful fish, and you belong back in the water. Catch and release on my shows. Here we go. Well, there it is, ladies and gentlemen, and that is redemption of the highest degree, and I'm so happy that I managed to share that with you all. Great, now we've got that set and done. We need to go now to try to get some bass up the river, and that's what we're going to try to do next. Now, I mean, if I could put both of those together today, that would be absolutely phenomenal. So we're going to do that. I'm going to move up the river now, and we're going to be doing some spinner baits. We're going to be doing some paddle tails. We're going to see if we can get some bass in the much fresher water up the river. Let's go. All right, everybody, so we've got to the water I wanted to get to. This is right at the back of Mooney Creek, and I'm going to be fishing for some bass and some estuary perch right now. Right now, I've got a nice area I can really focus on for bass and estuary perch. So, going to give it a go. Never fished this stretch before. I've studied it. I've looked on Google Maps. I've checked it out, and it just intrigues me. So, I've got some time to fish it. I'm the only boat up here, which is fantastic. We'll fish it, and then we'll move on down when the tide changes. So let's hope there's some fish here. I'm excited. Let's get that spinnerbait in action. So our campaign begins at the sort of incoming, almost top of the tide, and we're going to work this water. I've got a couple of hours to spend up here. Got to make sure we get it right, so we don't want to get caught up here and we can't get back down again. As you remember this morning, I did get stuck on the way in, so I've got to be very careful on the way out. I've heard about this place. I've heard about the fish here. Never fished it, so it's kind of exciting because I love fishing a new stretch of water and just breaking it down and getting some feel. And I believe that the bass would be further down as we were coming up as well, but I've decided to start right at the top, and then I'll work it down later on. Really just having a prod around. This is the first look at a new stretch of water for me. Water looks very interesting. It's got a drop off right on that bank there, and I would imagine that's only up when the tide comes up. So I mean, this water is even clear enough to use some small crankbaits and so on. I may have a go at that, but I'd like to see a fish first, you know, just see if they are active before I start changing up. You know, got to give it some time with a bait like this. This is a great bait to test the waters out. You know, great bait to cover a lot of water and to really probe for fish. And generally bass love this bait, so you can get at least a follow or something like that, and that usually gives it away. And very much trying to keep some nice tight casts, but again, I'm looking for a fish just to come out and have a look at the bait, so I can have the confidence that we're in the right place and doing the right thing. There we go. All right, well, that was beautiful. Not the biggest of fish, but it's a fish nevertheless in the water there. I've got one. That was 10 minutes into starting out, which is really good. It's not the biggest one ever, but most certainly it does count, because it shows us that there's bass in the water, and threw that into the bank there and a number of them came out. So I'm going to go back and have another throw at that. There's a start to what I hope will be a great day and a great show. Little guy, we need some bigger ones than that, but it does show that they wanted that, so that is a good thing. Let's get it back in the water and get some more. Nice. Always remember to check everything after you've got a fish, and that one was really stretching the line. Now let's have a look at this. Nope, that's still good and strong, and I feel the line to make sure there's no nicks or cuts on it. Now it does feel, no, that's strong as. I'm not happy with it, so I'm going to retie it anyways. And that just gives me safety. I just feel like there's a little bit of roughness on the end of that line. So here's the knot we're going to use for this. Have a look. There it is. Twist it 6 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. See that little loop at the bottom there? Take the end of the line, stick it through that loop, and then once you've got that, you take the end of the line again. Let's see if I can get that for you. You take the end of the line again, and you stick it through that loop again. That will tighten onto itself. And that's what it looks like. And I leave a little extra piece there, and that's tight. I cannot break that, so that's fantastic. So there you go. You see the little clip there's come undone. All these little things you have to check. Make sure your hook's on the right place, make sure it's ready to go. Now we can catch some fish. And one other thing is give it a little bit of a spray as well, because that spray, I do have a theory that the fish sometimes put out a stress signal in their scent. So I'll just spray that up, and that curbs that any scent that's on there right now, and she's ready to go back in the water. Let's go get some more. It's great, definitely great to see that little catch come in so nice and soon. So I've seen another small fish follow the bait, so already my confidence is really soaring, because that is great news. That is great news. Just work this water, and you know, that means there's fish in here, which is good. Now we can just play the numbers, see if we can get some big ones. Slowed my cadence right down today. Oh, there's a fish right behind it. Slowing it down again, like before. We got a little bit of this mucky stuff in the water. Seems to be quite good at times. Keep on following it, so I don't actually think I need to get it too near the bank all the time. I can fish it out of the way as well. Just getting a feel for it. Fishing out and away as well. I'm just going to do that because I reckon the fish are coming from down deep. If they see that, they're going to hit it. So it's quite nice, because look at that whole little section to fish. It's just exciting because you can really break it down and cast across it and then cast into it. Just move your bait, trying to get that nice moving bait every time. And of course there's another bank on the other side which I'll fish on the way back, or even on the way up, depending on what it looks like. And then look at that, get it closer to the structures, see if anyone's home. I mean, there's a tree there, and that often means that there's somebody home. So past the tree, bring it across. Sun, shade, moving debris, all the right recipes for the fish to take the line. And keep the bait in good nick as well, so that when that good fish does take, we get it. Feather touching it in the water as well. There we go. There's another one. It's not very big though. This one looks like a little tailor. No, it's a little bass. Oh, it's a tailor. Tailor, there you go. So there's food for the bass. And look at that tailor going to take a spinnerbait. It's pretty unbelievable, isn't it? Anyways, let's get that off. In the mouth too, look at that. And they can go back. What we need is the bass that wants to eat that. That's what we need. Once in a while, just fire it up the bank to get all the line. This is brand new line I put on here yesterday evening, so I made sure today that everything was going to be absolutely spot on for this event. Going into the unknown, but if I'm going to go in, I'm going to go armed appropriately. Beautiful spot up ahead. Playing those numbers, everybody, playing those numbers. See, that cast there is the one I want to get rid of, because just catching the top of that leaf before it goes, and that can really mess things up. You got to hit your targets. There's a little bit of a drain in the background there, and you want to, there we go, another fish. Oh, this is a tailor again. One of these tailor, absolutely nailing that hook again in the mouth. Second one. Wow, pretty interesting. It's not what we're after. Big mama can come and take it, that'll be fine. Kind of interesting so far though. Now I think a topwater bait will work here quite nicely as well. Let me give that a go. There's plenty of work to be done today. I'm just looking at the bank there, and I mean, it's just absolutely phenomenal. Look at that. It's just unbelievable. It's just so exciting to see all of that. We've got to get in and out though on time, so may be able to speed up a little bit and just fight a little harder, since we know that there's bass in here. Let's go. There we go. That's a bit of fish. Okay. Bit of fish, that one. Look at that guy. Oh. This is a good one, this one. It's one that we want. It's a better fish. There you go. That's what we're after, everybody. And beautiful take. And there it is. You know, another beautiful fish, just moving up the bank, fishing methodically, and you know, and finally getting in. Now I'm pitching it right into the back to get these bass to want to bite. So what a fantastic catch. Really happy with that. And I'll get this hook out and we'll get him back in the water. Fantastic. Really, really cool fish. Again. Alright, just getting that hook out of the mouth now. And catch and release on the show. What a beautiful fish. Stunning species. And a great specimen. Alright, back in the water she goes. Thank you. and away. All good. Let's continue. This is cool. This is cool. Working these banks and getting really close, using a spinning reel and a slightly lighter spinnerbait and just getting it into the zones. I just feel I need to be a lot tighter, you know, to get bites. And just working these banks now, really getting into the back, getting into all the little nitty gritty spots, right in there. And matter of time, play the numbers. Hopefully we can get a bite and a big bite at that. Getting really tight into everything here, really getting into the thickest of the thick here. And I've set this spinnerbait up in order to have that chance. See how the hooks, they sit up like that. I'm using a little trap hook as well because they're biting that tail, but just keeping them set up beautifully so that they don't get caught by every stick they go through. There we go. I'm putting it right into the back there and bringing it out, and that's, I feel, is the best chance to get active fish to come out and hit it. It's a lot of work though, working it really hard and just keeping it as deep as I can in all that foliage at the back, and lots of little brim around following, so that's a good sign, but definitely trying to find a good big bite here, make this worthwhile. Plenty of following fish again, plenty of following fish again. Look at those big carp up ahead. I don't know if you can see those carp. There's massive carp just there. Look at the size of those things coming past, just ginormous. I'll have to do a show on that sometime. Go, another one, smaller one this time, but catch nevertheless, and still loving that spinnerbait, let me tell you. There it is, just a little guy. We need to get Big Mama to come out. But another nice fish coming out, little one, and we'll keep on trucking, keep on going. All right. So you know what they say, if you're not getting the bites, and I did go all the way up to the top of the river there, and this is where I was getting my bites. So this section over here had a lot of foliage in the water and so on. The inside of that, which is the shadier side, possibly was a bit shady, too shady, and the temperature of the water might be down. So I'm going to go back. When in doubt, refish an area that you fish. Now I didn't do anything further down because I only started here this morning, and within a few minutes we got that bite. So I'm going back down now. I'm going to try and probe into those areas all the way down on the outside, on the sunny side of the bank, and let's see if we can get those bites. Nice flathead that just came out there, and on a paddle tail this time. I'm just prodding around looking for some bass and some brim, and paddle tails are active in the much fresher water, which is interesting. Just flick that off. There we go. As I was saying there, you know, as we're coming into those little hot spots, another nice take, and it's not a big fish, but it is showing us that there's definitely a bite on, and it's small enough to lift, so I will lift it. Again, a nice little guy, and yeah, showing the bites on, so very good. Targeting those high percentage areas at the minute. All right, we're straight back in on that same bank, but this is one of the males. That other one was the big female, and this is the male. And but anyways, we at least recovering a little bit. This one I could probably lift. There we go. Here's another one. So I mean, there you go. You know, the other ones have just been too big to, there you go, see how that just came out. But the other ones have been way too big for me to get out of the water, and but we're still getting catches, and that's what it's all about. And I'm going to keep on trying, see if we can recover our losses today. There it is. And another nice little guy, but yeah, it's not the beast, and that's okay, because next week I've got the Pertic challenge, and that was a meter plus flathead, that last one. I know the bank it's on, I know it's still here. That's a good thing, although if I had released it, it would have been here too. So but yeah, that definitely is starting to turn our day into a good day. Getting a lot of action now with these. I'm going to continue with it, see if we can get one to retrieve us from my 2 bloopers that I've had on those other 2 fish. So yeah, anyways, there it is, and let's get that back in the water. Place is full of flathead, let me tell you. Awesome, cool, off you go. So everybody, that's a wrap for today, and just shows you, man, that is a very interesting day, and it's a very interesting creek. One thing's for sure, it has definitely got some giant flathead in it. And I mean, we came up here, the catch ratio was pretty good, and some really big fish here. And I will be coming back for the Pertic challenge to come and sort after those ones that we missed today. One of those fish was a meter long, and that is a big flathead, and that will count in that tournament. Got up the river, got some great bass action, and worked with the spinnerbait up there, so that was a little bit of a bonus, and really had a great day out. And I hope you have all enjoyed this episode, because it was most certainly interesting for me. Now, what it does tell us in a nutshell is that if you lose your big fish during the day, don't give up, stay with it, and you can, if you work and you persist, retrieve and get some big fish again. So that's something to have a look at, and a bit of redemption today, and very happy about that. Obviously turning a bad day into a better day, into a really good day with those bass at the end. So guys, thanks very much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed it. Please subscribe, leave a thumbs up, and most certainly leave a comment, and I will get back to you on those comments, and looking forward to seeing some of those. We'll see you next time on the water, and like always, thank you for watching. Great times. See you soon. Cheers.